My grandparents, yeah, my dad's parents, they're dead now, but I mean, I didn't really know them, so I don't really care. But what they did, right, so my grandparents had 2 kids before my dad, right? So I guess my uncles, right? I don't really know them either. Fuck all of them. So there was 3 of them. So my dad's got 2 older brothers. But the age gap between them, so my grandparents, they had like 1 brother, say, so my uncle. They had him, and then 2 or 3 years later, they had the other uncle, their other son. But then, like, I don't even know the age gap, but I think it was like 8 to 10 years later. I don't even fucking know properly, but like it was like 8 to 10 years later that they then had my dad. Which meant growing up, when I actually did know some of our family members, like I haven't seen them since, I don't even know, like over 10 years, over 15 years probably. But because of that massive age gap between my dad and my brothers, it meant that my cousins, my first cousins, are all like 20 years older than me. But it also meant that I don't know why they did it, but to not confuse us kids, my first cousins, who are all like 20 years older, used to tell us they were our aunties. So for like 15 years of my life, I thought my cousins were actually my aunties, girls running my family. And my second cousins were my first cousins. And I was always upset because I was never close to my second cousins, who I thought were my first cousins. And I was always like, why aren't we close? Like, I know they don't live nearby. They don't live that nearby. But I'm close in age to my second cousins. And then I find out that this woman who I've been calling Auntie Joan is actually Cousin Joan. And it's weird. But now I'm kind of like, oh my God, is that what it's going to be like for my daughter? Because I have like single child guilt. Only child guilt, that's the word. I've got 1 child. I'm going to make a whole other video about that. But I've got 1 daughter. She's 11. I don't know if I'm ever going to have more children. But if I do, it's not going to be this year. My daughter will probably be 14 or 15 before I have another one. And does that mean then, yeah, her children, if she has children, and if my other baby has children, cousins, they just won't be that close. Because they won't be close in age. And that happened to my dad and his brothers. My dad and his brothers were never that close because the age gap was so big. So my daughter, if I have another child, if I had another baby tomorrow, my daughter probably won't be close to that child. Because by the time that child is like 9, my daughter will be 20. So my daughter's not going to be close to her siblings. The cousins aren't going to be... What have I done? I knew I should have had another baby. I knew it.